So, UFC White House card was announced in the middle of the broadcast last night by Uncle Fester himself, called UFC Freedom 250. I think that's what they're going with. Um, yeah, let's have a look at it. Right, this is the best image of it I can find. So, top of the bill, Topuria versus Gaethje. I guess it is the fight to make if you're not going to make Islam versus Topuria. I kind of get it. They don't want any Russians in the White House. I totally get it for this kind of event. You know, it's a bit of a hate to move towards Russians, but you know, with the war going on and the history between the United States and Russia, you can't risk having a Russian stretching someone or whooping someone on the White House lawn, or even having a Russian fight on the White House lawn. Putin would be tweeting about that, wouldn't he? So you can't really have that. I get that. So it's the fight that I guess has to be made. Um, I mean, Arman should have been fighting for the interim, and it should be Arman there now. If he'd have won the interim, which I think he would have against obviously Gaethje or Pimblett. I mean, we definitely know he would have beat Pimblett, and let's be real, he probably would have submitted Gaethje. Even though I love Gaethje, you know, he's not the best submission defense fighter in the world, and he's getting up there in age and mileage. So Topuria versus Gaethje. I mean, it's a good main event in a sense that it's not even a good main event. I'm not going to lie. I love Gaethje, but he's going to get stretched in under 60 seconds. If this fight goes past 90 seconds, I will honestly be shocked. I will honestly be shocked. I just don't see it going past. I mean, he was getting hit with shots off Paddy. I mean, either one of those guys would have got murdered by Topuria on that night they fought. The way they both fought. But I don't really know what to say other than I think this fight ends fast. Now the co-main, I like the co-main a lot, but I think they should have just stripped Tom, and Tom is just guaranteed to fight for the undisputed when he comes back, because at the end of the day, he's going to be out for a while. They don't know how long. His career's been up and down, stop, start. The heavyweight division has been an absolute shit show with the belt, no chain of command with the belt. The belt has been dropped, picked up, dropped, moved, all that stuff. There's been no passing the torch of the belt properly for a while, and the belt's been. I mean, the heavyweight division, the heavyweight belt in the UFC. If you look back at the history, it's just cursed. The belt is just cursed. So this should be for the. I hope they do change it. There's still time to change it. I hope they do make this for the full title, or Tom makes it back healthy and they just throw Tom on the card versus. They say, Gan, you're out. Aspinall, you're in. That'd be good. Because obviously Pereira's got a good chance of winning this fight. But if he wins this fight, it's going to be so weird. The first guy to even go for a third title in a third weight class, it shouldn't be for an interim title, and it shouldn't be for Cyril, the title shot kid Gan. He's taken that name officially now from Uriah Faber. He is the title shot kid. I mean, how many title shots are you going to give this guy? I mean, it is just dodgy. I mean, has Gan got photos of Dana up to no good? Who knows? It is just weird. But I can't wait to see that fight. I can see Gan actually fighting the fight, and you think Gan was the one that moved up, the way, not in the size wise, but the way that the fight's going to go. I think Gan's going to frustrate him, move, be fast, very defensive, and very quick on his feet, which Pereira won't really be used to, because he hasn't fought anyone like that probably since Izzy. And I mean, he managed to clock Izzy in the end, and I think that's what will happen with this fight. I think he'll probably lose 2 or 3 rounds. It'll be round 3 or 4. He might have won a round, and I think he clocks Gan and gets him out of there. That's what I think. And Gan's looking up like he was when Jones choked him out. So not too much to say about that fight, other than it is going to be a super exciting fight, and it's going to be fun. And yeah, he's not going to take Pereira down. I think Pereira's going to clock him with that left hook, and it's going to be night bomb Gamin. But it'll be a really fun fight to watch. I am looking forward to it. I'm just gutted it's not for the undisputed, because I mean, if anyone deserves to be for Aspinall to get stripped for this fight, it's Pereira. I mean, like, because look, Aspinall can fight for the official belt when he gets back. It'll make no odds to him. Everyone will know he's still the champ. It probably won't affect his sponsorships, and it'll piss Eddie Hearn off as well. So Dana, you need to strip Tom Aspinall. Even though I love Tom Aspinall and I don't want him to be stripped, just for the purposes of this fight, so Pereira can be an undisputed champion, because I think Pereira's going to win, and it's going to really piss me off the fact that the first person to get 3 belts is going to be an asterisk by it. It's just so stupid. O'Malley versus Habby. Why on earth this isn't Corey Sandhagen? I have no idea. I mean, O'Malley hasn't had a knockout for. I mean, he hasn't. I'm going to look now while I say begin. O'Malley hasn't had a knockout, I don't think, since what's it called? Since Aljo, since he's been up in that elite level, he hasn't really been getting those KOs, has he? I mean, he hit Cheeto with the kitchen sink, so I think anyone else probably would have got knocked out in that Cheeto fight. So he knocks out Cheeto, Aljamain, sorry. Yeah, decision Cheeto, decision, and then choked out by Marab, and then won a decision against Song Yadong, and he was nowhere near knocking Song out, was he? So in that elite field, his power hasn't seemed to transfer to the elite level. I mean, Aldo ran into that shot as well. It was just, and Aljo's not the best striker, is he? Let's be real. But this is a really strange fight. I mean, you could have a guy potentially winning this fight, screaming Allahu Akbar after the fight, and I don't know about how you feel about it, but I don't think Trump will really appreciate that in the USA thing. If he smokes a USA guy and then starts shouting Allahu Akbar, I don't think Trump will like that. But maybe they're doing it because they want to get an Allahu Akbar guy knocked the fuck out, like, which is probably going to happen, let's be real. I mean, he struggled and almost got knocked out by Aldo and probably should have lost that fight. Aldo realistically won that fight and was hammering him and just was too gassed out. So I think O'Malley takes him out of there. I mean, but if you... I don't see him going the full 3 rounds. I see O'Malley teeing off on him. I mean, it could be any round. I'm not going to pick a round, but I see O'Malley getting his ass out of there. Zahabi's old. He's on a good run. I respect him. He's a good fighter. You know, you got to respect it. At that age, with the inconsistency, fighting hardly ever, he's done really well. I know he's got a cheat code in his brother as his coach, but, you know, Faraz isn't in there fighting for him, but that is a cheat. I mean, he's grown up in the gym around his brother in GSP, so he's seen greatness. So, I mean, that's got to give you an extra, like, 20 points of aura at least, doesn't it? But I see O'Malley knocking him out. But hey, we'll see. I wouldn't hate on seeing Zahabi win. And if he does, he definitely got to get a title shot. I mean, he's like 38 years old. But Zahabi's a good fighter. He seems like a good guy. And it would be funny to see Trump's face if he knocked O'Malley out and started shouting Allahu Akbar. I'm not gonna lie, that would be funny. So that is a good fight. But I think O'Malley knocks him out. To be honest. Now, Hoofi versus Chandler, man, Chandler he's going to be 2-7 after this fight, didn't he? Is he going to be 2-7? Hold on, let me quick look. Michael Chandler. This is not a good fight for Chandler. I see him. I think 2 seconds. Yeah, this is not a good fight for Chandler. Oh yeah, I should be looking at his Tapology, shouldn't I? Show me I think he's 2-7 already in UFC, isn't he? Right, Chandler, UFC record. Damn, he's been knocked out 5 times now. 18-5, but he's 2-5. Sorry, I think he had more losses than that. He's 2-5, probably going to go 2-6. Mauricio Hoofi, I mean, yeah, he showed his weakness, getting wrestle fucked, but I don't think Chandler's that good of an MMA wrestler anymore. He's probably got tons of injuries. I mean, he trains like he's in his little singlet and stuff like that. But I don't see Chandler doing getting a takedown on Hoofi. I think Hoofi's going to be working on that stuff. After the who manhandled Hoofi? Was it Gamrot? I can't even think now. Who manhandled Hoofi? Not Fiziev. He knocked Fiziev out, didn't he? Yeah, Sandini, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, yeah, Sandini. Then he knocked Fiziev out, but he got manhandled in that fight badly. But he bounced back nice because I think no one else had ever even come close to knocking out Fiziev. So props to him. I see Hoofi getting Chandler out there with a Bobby Green type spin, crazy. He's gonna do what Tony Ferguson he did to Tony Ferguson to him. I think Hoofi beats the brakes off Chandler. I think even if Chandler goes to take takedowns, he steps him, knees him to the body, knees him to the face, and I think Chandler gets badly beaten and bruised. His face just destroyed. I mean, Chandler, everyone hates on him, and he is a bit of a corny, cringe-ball dick, but man, and he might be like a horrible person deep down, because sometimes those people who act holier than thou are just evil people who like chain their kids up and turn them into slaves at home and stuff and don't feed them and stuff. I'm not saying that about Chandler, but a lot of these people who act like super godly people, like going to church twice a week and that, they turn out to be the most evil, heinous people in the world. So I don't always, what's in the shop window, is what's in the back, is it? But I think Chandler's going to get absolutely brutalized in this fight. It'll probably be best for Chandler if he gets knocked out quick, but I don't see Chandler having any success in this fight. And it's going to be a hideout reel for Hoofi. And see you at the top. See you on the White House lawn. Face down, ass up, Michael Chandler. You are getting KTFO put to kip, my boy, my son. So yeah, that's going to be brutal. Bo Nickel versus Dorcas. Bo Nickel's probably going to win this fight. But I could see Kyle Dawkins pulling out the upset. This is not a fight that I'd love to see the odds. But Bo Nickel versus Dawkins, yeah, they're both American. Philly guy versus, I'm not sure where Bo's from. I think it's from the Midwest or something, or down south. I think it's from the Midwest. But I mean, this will be an interesting fight to see because you just don't know what's going to happen, where the fight's going to go. But Dawkins has proved himself. He can be competent. He can be caught and clipped and done gotten out of there himself. But he's also shown some good ability. Bo Nickel, we still don't know where he is. I mean, those knees off RDR, let's be real. Bo Nickel's a small guy for middleweight. I mean, he could probably make 170. It might be a struggle, but he is not a big middleweight. And RDR is a huge middleweight. And I just think he wasn't expecting those knees. And he had him in the solar plexus. And I mean, they were brutal. I mean, unless you've been kneed in the solar plexus by RDR, you need to shut the hell up. I mean, he did kind of quit in that fight, but I don't think he was expecting that or ready for that. And if you look at their record, I think he had like 6 fights. RDR had like 24 fights, and he'd been in there against Malakin and stuff. Even though we lost those fights, like, it's the experience. He'd been in there with all kinds of crazy people. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with Nickel. I'm gonna go with Nickel. Probably by KO. I think he's gonna come with a big overhand and get him up out of there. But you never know. It's an interesting fight. I mean, they could have put him up against a more exciting opponent, but Dawkins is getting a little bit disrespected here. He's a better fighter than what people give him credit for. I'll never forget when his brother got KO'd by Derek Lewis. H-Town on that boy. And he's a police officer too, isn't he? So you know Derek, being a former prisoner now, was loving knocking out a police officer and getting paid for it. Right, first fight of the main card, because obviously there is no prelims or early prelims being set out yet. I've been searching, but there's nothing put up yet. So the prelims could be just as sick almost as the main card. You never know. Lopez versus Garcia. Garcia is one of my favourite fighters, but unfortunately 99% of fans and casuals will have no idea who he is. I can actually see him stretching Lopez. Lopez has lost that. I mean, after the Sadiq Youssef fight, I generally made a video saying I think this guy's a future champion. I really thought he was going to be. And I even thought in the Volkan, obviously, rematch, I thought Volk doesn't have massive power. He's going to know this is his time. After crying the first time around, he's going to know how that felt. And he is just going to, even if he gets chinned by Volk, he's going to go for it. And he's going to go like a marauder and just come for the head, trying to take his head off. And he fought like an idiot. It was just round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, basically, from the first fight. And he was laughing and smiling at the end. Maybe his life-changing money, £500,000 for him. I guess it is where he lives in South America. I mean, I'm guessing I know back 10 years ago, you'd get at least $500,000 if you're in a title fight, even as a challenger. That would be your base minimum. So he's probably made like 800 to $1 million, maybe more from each of those Volk fights. So he's probably set for life in South America. Obviously, no, he's probably got a couple of properties and invested a bit of money if he's smart. So he probably doesn't have to worry anymore about money. But that can be a bad thing. I see Garcia stretching him. I'm picking Garcia to knock him out. But the only thing I'm thinking is, I mean, they both got good submissions, to be fair. But I've been watching Garcia since the Bellator days, and honestly, I just love the guy. And to see Mean Machine at this point of his career now, the fact that he's getting some recognition, and I think they're putting him in there hoping he's going to win. I think they're done with Lopez. He's had his chances. They've given him 2 chances. He's got that stupid 80s porn star moustache, and it's Garcia's time to shine. Hopefully, this stays on the feet and it's a stand-up battle. And they're both pretty big for featherweights. I think Garcia's a bit bigger. I think Garcia's he's at least 5'9", but he might even be as big as 5'11". He's not a small featherweight. Sorry, did I say bantamweight? A small featherweight. Yeah, I can see Garcia chinning him. I really can. I think Diego's gonna have gone soft now, and Garcia still has that hunger. He's still got that in him. He wants that desperately. If he wins this fight. I mean, if he wins this fight, even by decision, he's fighting for the title. I mean, him versus John. I mean, think Volk's not going to be here long. Him versus John Silver. Oh my, chef's kiss. Can you imagine that for a fight? I mean, yeah, this is going to be a sick fight. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a sick fight because, I mean, it's going to be different to the Volk fight because Garcia is not going to be as difficult to find, but he's going to be there with the counters and he's going to be there with that big power. I mean, Garcia, I think he's knocked out in his last 5 fights. He's knocked out 4 of them, or maybe all of them. I'm not sure. So let's quickly have a look at what fights could have happened. Obviously, Islam Topuria, we know that ain't going to happen with the Russian. And one of the other fights that would have been interesting would have been the rematch, Yan versus O'Malley. And I'm not sure if Jan would have wanted. He would want to get the win back against O'Malley, but would he want to give O'Malley a chance at robbing him again for a belt? I'm not sure, because I mean, I'm sure O'Malley didn't want to rematch him, so I can understand why that fight didn't happen. But I mean, Corey Sandhagen not fighting O'Malley is a crime, and I'm not being funny. Let's have a look at welterweight. Who I really wanted to see on this card was Michael Morales. I mean, Michael Morales versus Ian Gary would have been absolutely sick, and the winner fights Islam. Do you know what I mean? Unless they want to put Michael Morales in there anyway, that would have been absolutely sick. Let's have a look through all the weight classes quickly. Heavyweight, forget heavyweight is dead. Forget it. And these Russians, yeah, forget that. Russians at the top, forget it. I mean, Yuri Ulberg, they could have put that on here, to be fair. That could have come on this card. So that's a bit ridiculous. Strickland, again, they don't want a Russian. They can't have a Chechenian guy on you screaming out of Akbar, can they, at the White House? And they don't want to risk that. And there's a good chance Chimaev could obviously win it. You know, he's not going to be an underdog against any of these guys. Even though I think Strickland might give him a run for his money, I think he would just smoke him, get him to the ground, and then submit him like he did in training. So there's that. The Brady Buckley fight, that could have been on there, to be fair. That could have been on there. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, Michael Morales versus Ian Machado Gary, and Irish, they've got a legacy in America. That would have been a really good fight. I mean, that's the one person I wanted to see on this card more than anyone. Michael Morales. I'm so high on this guy. I mean, when he's not twerking and wearing dresses and doing crazy stuff, he's just whooping dudes, isn't he? And lightweight, could we have had a little matchup here? I mean, nothing springs out to mind. Silva versus Rodriguez, that would have been a really good win. That's a really good fight, a fight I want to see, and that would be absolutely sick. Jamaican American versus a Mexican American, but Yair is more Mexican, isn't he? And Aljamain's more American, I'd say, than the Jamaican almost. Even though he is Jamaican, obviously proud of his heritage, but he is American. Him with Longo and Sarah, you know what I mean? So that would have been a sick fight. I think Morales versus Gary, Aljamain versus Rodriguez. That would have been absolutely sick. And they should have put Sean O'Malley versus Sandhagen. I'm sorry. I'm honestly sorry. And do you know what? No, we don't want to see Merab versus Nurmagomedov, Merab versus Umar in a non-title fight. So forget that. Yeah, nothing going on there. And I mean, flyweight, let's think. I mean, Manal Cap versus Van. I would have rather see that than Tyra versus Van. I think Tyra's going to beat him, but Manal Cap versus Joshua Van, that could have been on the card as well. Down like, you know, I thought we were going to have like 6 title fights, but either way, I'm a bit more happy. I mean, when it first got announced, I was not happy with this card. I thought it was a load of crap. And to be honest, for the White House card, for what it is, it was crap. The Dana of 10 years ago, this would have been, you know, these fights here, these would have been prelim fights. Do you know what I mean? And Topuria, Gaethje, you know, it would have been, yeah, obviously Topuria would have to be the top, but it would have been Topuria, Arman, or Topuria. I get it, the Russian thing, but nah, man, this card isn't it. It's a good card, I'm not gonna lie, but all the way this got hyped, the White House card, and I honestly hope they update it, they change that. If they can change that to an undisputed title fight, then that'll make all the difference. Because what if they do that and then Aspinall has more issues, and then they have to promote Pereira to full champion? That would be terrible. They do it in boxing all the time. They call them email champions, but yeah, man. So that's all I got to say for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments if you even watch this video. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.